Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to discuss a topic that has to do with karma and astrology, and something that we've talked about already like a year and a little bit ago, the North Node in astrology. So first of all, what is the North Node and what does it have to do with karma? In astrology, we have two mathematical points in anyone's natal chart, in any natal chart. We have the North Node and the South Node. The North Node indicates the direction in which we should be headed towards. It indicates our mission in this lifetime. And the South Node indicates our previous lives and all the lessons that we learned and all the, I would say, tendencies and proclivities and areas in which we feel comfortable with that we bring with us into this lifetime. I said areas in which we feel comfortable in. Well, scratch that. I am going to add to that traumas, past learnings, past lessons, past conditioning that we bring with us into this lifetime as baggage. And we find ourselves doing things the way we did in a previous life because we learned our lesson. But in this lifetime, it's not about the lessons that we learned, because those are like done and dusted and like tick the box. It's about leaving all of it behind and learning some new lessons. It's about getting out of our comfort zone and getting out of how we are used to doing things naturally. In order to grow spiritually, because ultimately that is what the North Node is. It's our pathway to spiritual growth. So everyone in their lifetimes has to do a lot of leaving behind, a lot of letting go, and a lot of learning, a lot of growing. The North Node in anyone's natal chart is placed in a specific sign and in a specific house. We talked about the North Node through the signs and what lessons you guys should be learning if you have your North Node in Aries or in Taurus or in Capricorn like myself. But what we did not talk about is the house placement of the North Node. So today we are going to go quickly through all of the possible North Node placements and what the main lesson that you have to learn is and what you should be leaving behind in this lifetime. If you have your North Node in your first house, so what do you have to learn in this lifetime? In past lifetimes, you were codependent a lot. You depended on others, you were always in a partnership, you had a lot of decisions to make in conjunction with your partner. You always had to go to someone and ask, are you okay with this? Are you 100% sure that we should do this? There was a lot of collaboration and a lot of relying on other people at the same time in your past lives. It's also very possible that you are always in a partnership, be it a marriage, be it a business partnership, and you always feel more comfortable when you are in such a partnership in this lifetime. However, what you have to do is learn how to feel good on your own. Learn independence. So that is your main lesson in this lifetime, I would say. Learn how to rely on yourself and not rely on others for help all the time. Some people have like a completely different lesson, but for you it's how can you learn to do everything on your own, and not just doing everything on your own, but how can you be independent? How can you be okay with yourself, and how can you feel good about yourself without asking everyone else's opinions? Because in past lives it was about, oh, do you think I should do this? Oh, do you think I'm okay like that? Etc., etc. In this lifetime it's about embracing who you are and feeling empowered by it, and feeling that you can do anything if you set your mind to it, and stop waiting for other people's like validation, or stop waiting for other people's advice. Just get on with things. Survival of the fittest. Now, if you have your North Node in the second house, in this lifetime it's all about, so the lesson that you need to learn is valorizing and valuing material things. So in past lives, you were all about like spirituality and relationships with other and transcending the material, etc., etc. And in this lifetime, you grapple, you struggle with the material side of things, the pragmatic side of things, the day-to-day side of things. You might not look after your body. You might waste money. You might not feel very confident when it comes to earning your own money. You might always feel that you rely on other people to give you money. In this lifetime, you have to take it one step at a time, attribute the proper value to material things, because that is your main lesson, and also learn to know your own worth, if that makes sense, because in past lifetimes, your sense of self-worth, I said it, was very much dependent upon your relationships with others. In this lifetime, it's about finding what you value about yourself and knowing your own worth. Now, if you have your North Node in the 3rd house, oh my God. Well, what you have to do is get off your high horse, because in past lives you were all like wise and smarty pants and well-traveled, and you were an explorer and an adventurer, and you knew the truth, and you were always in pursuit of the higher truth. Well, in this lifetime, it's all about starting to use your logical mind all over again. It's about going back to basics. It's about the day-to-day thinking. It's about the day-to-day mental activity. It's about learning to communicate with others all over again, because in past lives you were very fine on your own. You actually found others interfering with what it was that you were doing. I'm so sorry, guys, if you can hear the alarm ringing outside my house, but it's been on and off for like hours, so let us carry on. If you have your North Node in your 4th house, in this lifetime, I have to say your lesson is about, it has to do with roots, and it has to do with family, and it has to do with you being okay with spending time at home with your family in the bosom of your own clan. And sometimes I have found this from my own experience, that people with the North Node in the 4th house, they don't feel accomplished, and they don't feel as if they've done what they were supposed to do in this lifetime if they don't build a family of their own. In past lives, it was all about like public life and career for them, and their public status and reputation, and climbing the career ladder. Well, in this lifetime, you have to leave all that behind, and you have to focus on creating your own cell and your own cellular family. This is also a lifetime, because the 4th house is the house of the soul and of our roots. It's a lifetime of going back to your roots and focusing more on your soul rather than on your status. Just FYI. Now, if you have the North Node in the 5th house, I have to say, this is a lifetime in which you have to learn that you are unique, and you have to learn to not be afraid of expressing yourself, of not being afraid to stand out, of not being afraid to celebrate your individuality, and feeling good about it. In past lives, you always identified yourself with the group that you were a part of, but in this lifetime, you are meant to shine on your own. And you might feel shy about it at first. You might feel as if it's hard, as if it's I don't know, unfair towards others, but you've done your duty towards your group and towards the people that you were affiliated with in past lives. Now it's all about you. Focus on you and on what you can create. Don't rely on others. It's not all about them. Now, if you have your North Node in the 6th house, oh my days, you have to get your ducks in a row in this lifetime. In past lives, you were very spiritual, and you were living a transcendental, I hope I pronounced that right, life, and you wanted to merge with the universe, and it was all very spiritual, and it's not like that in this lifetime at all. You will struggle with keeping things organized, with not being all over the place, with not having your head in the clouds all the time. In this lifetime, you have to learn to make lists. You have to learn to look after your body, because in past lives you might have been prone to escapism. And keep yourself busy in this lifetime. Offer your service to others, and I have to say, you have a karmic debt of work. You have a lot of work to do in this lifetime, like actual physical work, just like a very long to-do list. So you'd better make peace with that quickly. Now, if you have your North Node in the 7th house, oh my God, guess who has their North Node in the 7th house? Spoiler alert, I do. You have to learn to work in a team. So in past lives, you were an individualist, you were a fighter. You had no time to rely on others because you were on the battlefield, and you would have gotten killed if you were to like ask for people's advice and recommendations and let's make a team and let's collaborate. It was all about you. In this lifetime, it's about making compromises and learning how to work in a partnership. A lot of people with their North Node in the 7th house, apparently, that's what they say, they have to make a commitment to another person, and they have to live with it in order to learn their spiritual lesson, in order to fulfill their mission in this lifetime, so they say. Now, if you have your North Node in the 8th house, well, this is a lifetime in which you have to accept a lot of things from other people. In past lives, you are all about your own worth, what you can create on your own material resources. In this lifetime, you have to learn to share, and you have to learn to accept things from other people. This is also a lifetime in which there might be some skeletons that you have to pull out of your own closet, and you have to make peace with them. There might be some hidden traumas from childhood. It's not an easy placement by any means, but you will feel resurrected once you do open the door to whatever it is that is hiding inside your soul, in the depths of your soul. Now, if you have your North Node in the 9th house, I've got news for you. You are in the pursuit of truth in this lifetime. And what you need to do is leave behind the logical mind that you've made very good use of in past lives. Leave behind the analysis, the analytics, the consultation with other people, and learn to rely on your intuition. This is a lifetime to become wise. This is a lifetime to explore religions, philosophies, politics, and it doesn't all have to make sense, because you have a very strong intuition, and what you need to do is find a way to explain that intuition of yours, rather than finding a way to dismantle it and say, oh, it's actually, my gut feeling says something, but it must be wrong because X plus Z equals Y. This is not a lifetime for logic. This is a lifetime to explore the world, to travel, to expand your horizons, and to understand that life is not all about logic. Now, if you have the North Node in the 10th house, I've got news for you. Get out of the house and start climbing that career ladder, because this is a lifetime in which you should be focusing on your public life. In past lives, you focused on your private life. You were very much at home in the bosom of your family, and that's where you felt most comfortable, and that's probably the area in which you feel most comfortable today. But you have to go past that, because no one said the North Node pathway is going to be easy. You have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to put yourself in the limelight, and also, the 4th house is the house of emotion, and the 10th house is the house of detachment and of pragmatism. You have to learn to be pragmatic in this lifetime, and you have to set goals for yourself and follow them through and see them happen towards the... No matter what your emotions say, no matter what your feelings say, no matter how insecure you are or how anxious you are, you have to learn to detach yourself from all these feelings. Just focus on the goal. Eyes on the prize. Now, if you've got your North Node in the 11th house in this lifetime, I have to say, you have a lesson to learn that it's not all about you, and you are part of a wider group, and sometimes the interest of the many is going to trump the interest of the few, and it's a lifetime in which you have to learn to be a little bit more selfless, in which you have to think about the greater good rather than what's good for you, rather than what's in your own interest, and you have to learn a lesson of fairness, because the 11th house is the house of Aquarius after all, and Aquarius, they care about one thing and one thing only, the truth, no matter how hurtful it is. The truth will set everyone free. That's what Aquarians say, at least. Last but not least, if you have your North Node in the 12th house, well, guess what? This is a lifetime in which you have to leave the lists behind, leave your organizational skills for another lifetime maybe, because that's what you brought into this life. Leave all your anxieties about your body and about how you're not doing your job right. This is a lifetime in which you have to learn about spirituality, in which you have to learn that we are nothing in the universe. We are just like ants. And the universe is much bigger than all of us. And the only way to merge with it and to feel like we're a part of it is through embracing everyone and through the exercise of love and forgiveness. Oh my God, I'm so bad at this, like trying to come up with like a philosophical statement for the 12th house. So please forgive me, guys. But you know what I'm saying. Spirituality, the universe, forgiveness, embracing everyone, and self-sacrifice. The 12th house is also the house of self-sacrifice. So you might have to sacrifice yourself in this lifetime for the greater good. So guys, let me know if you have any more questions about the North Node. We are going to talk about karma and astrology again in another video, because I know this is something that you're interested in. And if you want to know more about the services that I offer, I have a new website that I have linked in the description box down below. And yeah, just like have a read through. Let me know what you think. Comment below. Thank you, and I shall see you next time. Bye.